Welcome back to Trivia Clips. This is part 2 of the Chuck Berry True or False Challenge. You have 5 seconds to answer each one. Let's keep rocking. 11. Chuck Berry only played acoustic guitar. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Berry was known for his electric guitar style. He played hollow-body Gibson models with loud amps. His tone was gritty, clean, and instantly recognizable. He helped define the sound of electric rock. No acoustic-only performances in his prime. 12th. He toured internationally in the 1950s. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Berry was one of the first American rockers to tour globally. He performed in the UK, Australia, and more. His energy and presence broke racial barriers abroad. Fans worldwide embraced his rebellious music. He laid the foundation for global rock success. 13. Chuck Berry was also a successful businessman. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. He ran his own nightclub called Berry's Club Bandstand. Located in St. Louis, it was both venue and headquarters. He handled many bookings himself. Berry was fiercely independent about money. He often demanded payment in cash. 14. He often performed with a backing band he never met. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Berry rarely rehearsed with bands on tour. He'd show up, expect them to know his hits, and play. It kept shows spontaneous and raw. This practice frustrated musicians but amazed fans. He relied on his fame and simple chord progressions. 15. Berry influenced the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Both bands covered his songs early on. Lennon called him the greatest rock lyricist ever. Richard said Berry taught him how to play guitar. His riffs and style were copied worldwide. Chuck was a blueprint for British invasion bands. 16. He was awarded a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. He received it in 1984, recognizing his massive influence. The Grammy honored his songwriting and legacy. It came after years of being underappreciated. Finally, the industry gave him due credit. He accepted it with pride and wit. 17. Chuck Berry never had a #1 hit in the U.S. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Despite his fame, he never topped the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. His biggest hit, My Ding-a-Ling, reached #1 in the UK. Many classics only made it to the top 10. He was more influential than chart-dominant. Legacy beat commercial success in his case. 18. He was arrested for violating the Mann Act. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. He was convicted in 1962 for transporting a minor across state lines. The case was controversial and racially charged. Berry served over a year in prison. The scandal hurt his career temporarily, but he returned with renewed determination. 19th. He played at the White House in the 2000s. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Berry performed for President Bill Clinton in 2000. It was during a White House music celebration. Clinton, a saxophone fan, admired Berry's work. The performance was symbolic of cultural unity. It showed Berry's lasting influence on all generations. 20. Chuck Berry passed away in 2017 at age 90. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. He died in 2017, but at the age of 90. Actually, he was 90 years old exactly. He passed peacefully at his home in Missouri. Tributes poured in from around the world. Rock lost one of its true pioneers. End of part 2. What was your final score? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more true or false rock legends. Welcome to Trivia Clips. Are you ready to test your knowledge on one of the most electrifying rock bands in history? This is part 1 of the Van Halen True or False Challenge. You have 5 seconds to answer each one. True or false? Let's jump right in. 1. Van Halen was formed in New York City. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Van Halen was formed in Pasadena, California in 1972. The band started with Eddie and Alex Van Halen. They later added David Lee Roth and Michael Anthony. Their West Coast vibe shaped their sound. New York had nothing to do with their origin. 2. Eddie Van Halen invented the two-hand tapping technique. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer, false. He didn't invent it, but he perfected it and made it iconic. The technique existed before, used by guitarists like Steve Hackett. Eddie brought it to the mainstream with Eruption. His speed and fluidity were unmatched. He changed how guitar was played forever. 3. The song Jump features a guitar solo, not a keyboard. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Jump is famous for its catchy synthesizer riff. Eddie played keyboards for the first time on a hit single. It marked a bold change in the band's sound. The solo is guitar, but the main riff is synth. It helped the band reach new pop audiences. 4. David Lee Roth left the band before they became famous. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Roth was their frontman during their rise to stardom. He left in 1985 after huge success with hits like Panama. Creative clashes and egos caused the split. He returned years later for a brief reunion, but he was key in building their legend. 5. Van Halen was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. They were inducted in 2007 with massive respect. However, only some members attended the ceremony. There was tension between former and current members. Still, their influence was undeniable. They earned their place among the greats. 6. Sammy Hagar replaced Roth and had no hit songs. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer, false. Sammy Hagar's era was full of hits like Why Can't This Be Love? He helped Van Halen reach #1 albums. The band's sound shifted but stayed powerful. Many fans argue which era was better. Hagar kept the fire alive after Roth left. 7. Eddie Van Halen played guitar on a Michael Jackson song. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. He performed the legendary solo on Beat It. Eddie did it for free, just for the fun of it. He didn't tell the band or ask for credit. That solo became iconic in pop and rock. It showed his universal talent. 8. Alex Van Halen was the lead singer at first. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Alex was always the drummer of the band. He and Eddie started by switching instruments early on, but Alex stayed on drums permanently. They later recruited Roth as lead singer. Alex's power kept the rhythm section alive. 9. Panama is about the country. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct. Correct answer. False. The song is actually about a car, not the nation. David Lee Roth saw a race car named Panama. The lyrics reference speed, power, and lust. It's full of double meanings and macho energy. There's no political or geographic theme. 10. Van Halen has sold over 80 million albums worldwide. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. They are among the top-selling rock bands in history. Albums like 1984 and 5150 were massive hits. Their energetic style attracted fans globally. They dominated both the Roth and Hagar eras. Their legacy is built on pure hard rock success. End of part 1. How many did you get right? Stay tuned. Part 2 is coming with deeper cuts and surprises. Welcome back to Trivia Clips. This is part 2 of the Van Halen True or False Challenge. You have 5 seconds to answer each one. Let's keep rocking. 11th, Van Halen's first album was self-titled. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. Their debut album was Van Halen, released in 1978. It included hits like Running with the Devil and Eruption. The guitar work shocked musicians everywhere. It's now considered one of the best debuts ever. It launched them into rock stardom instantly. 12. Wolfgang Van Halen replaced Michael Anthony on bass. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. Wolfgang, Eddie's son, joined the band in 2006. He was young but highly talented and trained. Michael Anthony's departure caused fan debate. Wolfgang stayed until the band's final shows. It became a true family band. 13. The band never changed their logo. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, false. Van Halen's logo evolved with each era. They had the classic wings design with VH. Later versions reflected their changing lineup. Each logo marked a new phase in their story. Visual identity shifted along with the music. 14. Eddie Van Halen only used Fender guitars. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, false. He famously built his own guitar, the Frankenstrat. It was a hybrid of different parts and brands. Eddie worked with Kramer and later EVH gear. His innovation shaped guitar design forever. Fender was just one of many tools he used. 15. Van Halen wrote songs mostly about politics. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, false. Their lyrics focused on fun, freedom, and rebellion. Most songs were about girls, cars, or partying. They avoided heavy political themes. Their sound was made to excite and energize. They were the soundtrack of good times. 16. The band once demanded no brown M&Ms backstage. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. It was a real clause in their contract, writer. But it wasn't just rock star ego, it was a test. If brown M&Ms were found, they knew details were ignored. It was a way to check safety and attention. A famous example of their perfectionism. 17. Van Halen toured with Black Sabbath. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, true. They opened for Black Sabbath in 1978. It was their big break in the US and Europe. Even Sabbath was impressed by Eddie's skills. The tour helped them gain massive exposure. They soon became headliners themselves. 18. Hot for Teacher was banned from MTV. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, false. The video was controversial but still aired. It featured risque themes and school satire. Many stations played it with minor edits. It became one of their most famous clips. MTV embraced its rebellious tone. 19. Eddie Van Halen died in 2020. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. Eddie passed away on October 6th, 2020.
This is
He
Edward
battled
Van
cancer
Halen
for
saying,
several
are you?
years. His death shocked the music world. Tributes poured in from across the globe. His influence will never be forgotten. 20. The band officially continued after Eddie's death. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. After Eddie's death, the band disbanded. Wolfgang confirmed there would be no Van Halen without him. The band was built around Eddie's genius. There were talks of tribute shows, but no continuation. It was the end of an era. End of part 2. How did you score, rock fan? Leave your results in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more legendary trivia.